You're listening to Historical Perspectives with Mr. Malt. Learn about life by looking at our history. Teachers, for more information about historical perspectives, search Mr. Malt's Marketplace on Teachers Pay Teachers or at mrmaltmarketplace.com. Happy learning!
NASA's Artemis mission. Have you ever looked up at the moon and wondered if people could go there again? NASA has been working on a plan to do just that. It's called the Artemis program, and its goal is to send astronauts back to the moon, and someday even to Mars. The Artemis missions are named after Artemis, a figure from ancient stories who was the twin sister of Apollo. The Apollo missions were the first to land humans on the moon in 1969. Now, Artemis is taking the next big steps in space exploration. The first mission, Artemis 1, launched on November 16, 2022. It did not have astronauts on board. Instead, it tested a powerful rocket called the Space Launch System, or SLS, and a spacecraft named Orion. Orion traveled around the moon and safely returned to Earth on December 11, 2022, helping NASA make sure everything worked correctly. Next came Artemis 2, an exciting mission that did carry astronauts. It launched on April 1st, 2026, with 4 astronauts on board: Reed Wiseman, Victor Glover, Christina Cook, and Jeremy Hansen. The main goal of Artemis 2 was to test the Orion spacecraft with people inside it for the first time. The astronauts traveled around the moon on a path called a lunar flyby. They did not land on the moon, but they went far into space to make sure the spacecraft, life support systems, and safety features all worked properly. During the mission, the crew tested things like how the spacecraft supports astronauts in space, how communication works between Earth and space, and how the spacecraft handles long-distance travel. After about 10 days in space, the astronauts safely returned to Earth. The Orion spacecraft came back through Earth's atmosphere at very high speed. A strong heat shield protected the crew, and parachutes slowed the capsule before it splashed down in the ocean on April 10th, 2026. The next mission, Artemis 3, is planned to land astronauts on the moon's surface. NASA hopes this mission will land the first woman and the first person of color on the moon. This is an important step toward making space exploration more inclusive. These moon missions are not just about visiting. NASA wants astronauts to stay longer and learn more. Scientists are especially interested in the moon's south pole, where there may be ice. This ice could be used to make water, air, and even rocket fuel for future missions. The Artemis missions are helping humans prepare for even bigger adventures. By learning how to live and work on the moon, scientists and astronauts are getting ready for future missions to Mars. The next time you see the moon, remember, people have already begun the journey back.
Thanks for listening to this Historical Perspective. If you enjoyed this episode, be sure to subscribe. Also, search for Historical Perspectives on Teachers Pay Teachers to learn more about other topics, such as the Golden Gate Bridge, Henry Ford, schools in the early 1900s, and so much more. Happy learning!